Shravanabelagola, 3 centuries before Christ. The conqueror of India walks south to wage his final war against himself. He once ruled from Patliputra to distant frontiers. Now Chandragupta Maurya walks barefoot to Shravanabelagola, laying down power to seek peace in a final fast unto death. Here in the rocky hills of Karnataka, the old emperor turns inward, trading war drums for wind over stone and the silence of his last fast. In Digambara Jain memory, Chandragupta Maurya leaves his throne and meets his end in fasting silence on Chandragiri hill in the deep south. The Maurya emperor had forged an empire from the Indus to the Bay of Bengal. Yet Digambara Jain storytellers remember a different ending than court chronicles ever wrote. By the time later Jain tradition begins its tale, Chandragupta has turned toward the path of the Jainas, seeking counsel from teachers who speak of non-violence and restraint. In these Jain tellings, the emperor does what few rulers ever dared. He lays down power. He abdicates, passing the Maurya crown to his son Bindusara, and turns away from rule. Between crown and renunciation, Chandragupta walks the knife edge of destiny, each step pulling him away from empire. Where coins once bore his name, tradition now shows him removing gold from his body. The conqueror begins to conquer himself, leaving the shimmer of court for the rough cloth of a monk. In Digambara memory, he becomes a disciple of the revered Bhadrabahu. He receives the vows of a Jain monk, choosing wandering and restraint over command and armies. These stories speak of a 12-year famine. As scarcity grips the north, Bhadrabahu and his group of monks, with Chandragupta among them, walk south in search of survival and practice. The march to the south becomes a pilgrimage. Step by step, a man who once rode at the head of cavalry now feels every stone and thorn through his own skin. At last, the group reaches Shravanabelagola in present-day Karnataka. 2 hills flank a shimmering tank. One will later be known as Chandragiri, tied forever to this tale. Digambara tradition places Bhadrabahu and his disciples here on Chandragiri stone. Over time, they carve out caves, meditation spots, and memory into this landscape. The hill becomes his battlefield. Hunger, heat, and time the foes he meets with unshaken, ascetic courage. Here, say these texts, Chandragupta devotes his last years to austerity. The man who once ruled cities now rules only his breath and his desires, under open sky. In time, he turns to Salekhna, the Jain fast unto death. He gradually gives up food, then water, not in despair, but as a disciplined letting go of the body.
I conquered earth. Let me leave it without clinging.
As the last desires fall silent, his renounced emperors will blaze brighter than any Mauryan standard. Digambara authors imagine fellow monks witnessing his final fast. No court scribes stand here, only ascetics, watching an emperor embrace death as an act of self-mastery. In these narratives, Chandragupta dies on Chandragiri in silence and meditation. His end is not in battle or palace intrigue, but in a chosen, disciplined fading away. Centuries later, inscriptions at Shravanabelagola link Bhadrabahu and Chandragupta. By around 600 CE, their story is already carved into the hill as sacred memory. Modern scholars from R.K. Mukherjee to Sushma Jansari point out that all this evidence is late and Jain. No 3rd century BCE source confirms this southern retreat or this fast. Some Jain traditions doubt the very migration south. Names may have been confused, details layered. What truly happened to Chandragupta's body is unknown. But this memory endures. Whether or not he died here, the Digambara story makes his last battle an inward one. It remembers Chandragupta as the emperor who won his greatest victory by letting everything go.